like you said, this is a team with an incredible amount of experience, and a lot of these teams, a lot of the players as well, kind of have maybe a chip on their shoulder. You know, Mid One kicked, KP kicked, Mushi really hasn't had anything going right for the past like year or so, even longer, unfortunately. Nia has been someone who's been grinding in that position too. Arfu as well is just a position 4 that we've seen. Arfu's a high caliber player, so if SMG can get it going, you know, they need the time, but you know, hopefully this LoL division with all the games and all the scrims is enough for them.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Definitely.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Grimslug.
Yeah, I mean, I still can't believe how people would have expected the major to turn out with the European teams, but I'm intrigued to see how Galaxy RACER, with this new addition in Polison and Mizu, is going to increase their at least capabilities to be able to take games, because we saw them in the first season. This was a team that were stringing together some pretty solid victories, but it was just a little bit too late in their run. You know, now with Polison an incredible position 4, Mizu as well can provide them a little bit more of a diverse hero pool. You know, yesterday you were talking about how Matumba Man is attempting the Lone Druid ranged form, while Mizu is a player that always gets that Druid banned out. And I was actually going to bring up coming into this series if how SMG were going to prioritize with banning the Lone Druid. They've left it in so far through the first phase, Galaxy RACER not having the priority yet. They're going to go for the Phoenix and the Legion Commander with their opener.
Yeah, I think they're just teams are being pretty safe overall. I mean, makes total sense to get rid of this Beastmaster. Why has it not been nerfed yet? They did a little bit of a phantom nerf to the smoke Roshan. Now Rosh actually moves when he gets hit by the axes. So, you know, it's not like he's going to hit the Beastmaster, but you can't just stand there and, you know, it becomes a little bit more obvious. If you've got vision in the river, you can eventually see some axes flying around. The same sort of thing with the Puck, right? Puck, DP, very strong. And of course, they're just getting rid of a lot of the comfort as well on Galaxy RACER. They realize, well, they've got Arfu, one of the best Earth Spirit players in the world. Let's take that away from him. Tusk kind of fulfills a similar sort of role, and, you know, they've got a very active kind of lineup. I really like that SMG are picking up this Grimstroke as well. I think it is being serially underpicked. Like, it is...
Dire team ban.
Level 10 damage is insane. I think the Shard is one of the best in the game. Let's see if they're able to make it work for them.
Yeah, the Shard is incredibly crazy. Like, I've heard against illusion heroes, you can just get like an immense amount of health just brought back to you for free. The hard dispel as well, right, when it expires. Like, it's just, some people have been saying these shards almost feel like Aghanims. Like, only 1400 gold for what it can provide you is just a stupid amount of value. So, and you take a look as well, like, these two heroes lane incredibly well together. This is a super strong lane. Mid one loves the Juggernaut. He is an incredible Juggernaut player. How is that lane going to go versus Galaxy RACER though? Because this is more than likely, I mean, Legion 3, the Phoenix can be flexed as a 4 or 5, but if it is going to be the Phoenix 4 and Legion 3, how is that lane going to work against the SMG opener?
I mean, melee into melee matchup, Legion Commander almost always comes out the victor, and, you know, she got a nice couple of little buffs there in the patch, but I don't know, like, it's a bit of a weird situation. They've just got so much magic damage that they don't really need to look to trade against this Juggernaut, so unless it's like to get the last hit, you're just not going to hit that Legion Commander, so you're not really caring all that much about the counter and the lifesteal. So I think they should be okay. The fast movement speed on the LC, maybe they'll opt to go for a little bit of extra movement speed just so that you can get away from the Ink Swirl Blade Fury. Seen a lot more Snapfire as well now that Phoenix, you know, he's a lot stronger. They gave it, I mean, it's a tiny buff to the Snap. You know, they gave the Shard a little bit of an extra stun duration. They gave, was it regen or armor? They got +1 to it. So it's nothing huge, but just these little things start to bring you into the meta, especially when it is a lot of these high ground choke points. They're very narrow. Like when you're in the river, it's quite expansive. When you're in the lanes, it's pretty wide now, but those choke points are seriously small. So something like a Snapfire that can just rain down Mortimer's Kisses from far away, it's going to be really effective.
Yeah, without a doubt. They are kind of needing that big AoE crowd control for SMG. I mean, Soulbind is definitely a lot easier now to find that latch because they increase the find radius, but you know, they're probably looking for something like a Mars, even though it's against the Legion Commander with the press the attack is always annoying, but they need at least a stun or preferably like a big crowd control here for SMG, it seems.
Especially now that you're up against a Storm Spirit, right? You need that reliable lockdown. The cookie isn't going to be enough. They're just going for a Doom. I mean, it's a good sort of amount of lockdown. It's a KP special. You said it just right. You know, it's the laning is a tiny bit harder considering the Devour doesn't give you that HP regen anymore. But you know, now you've got 3 armor, so you're not really caring quite as much. You can't be just immediately countered by high physical damage lineups, and you know, Doom is just as strong as ever against something like a Phoenix or a Storm Spirit. You're not really caring all that much that the break isn't applied against these 2 heroes.
Yeah, and that could be a pretty aggressive lane as well, the Snapfire Doom. If they get some levels, they can definitely be the ones playing aggressive. We see the
PL is nuts. PL is insane. I feel like that Shard, I keep talking about Shards, but his is another one of those top tier ones. You just, at 20 minutes, you need to have Spirit Lance maxed out, and you need to buy it immediately. And then you could just go into the jungle, toss it onto a camp, and it basically clears itself. And then you just speed up your farm so heavily. It is, I think it's way too overpowered right now.
Team back.
Oh yeah, and a lot of people were saying it's incredibly strong before this patch, and now it got buffed up even more, and it just seems to fit the PL's timing really well. Like by 20 minutes in, you're gonna have Manta, you're gonna have Diffusal. Diffusal did get nerfed a little bit for the Phantom Lancer in particular, but you know, this is still an item build where we're gonna see that, you know, Manta, Diffusal, and then you know, potentially into the Aghanim Shard here. But you know, for Team SMG now, they need some ways to deal with the Phantom Lancer illusions. The Storm Spirit's already picked up here for Galaxy Racer, which a decent way, but I think the Leshrac is definitely one of the better ways to do it, and you see Galaxy Racer get rid of it instantly. So what are some other ways that SMG can kind of counter the Phantom Lancer for Nia mid?
Well, it's just all about that AoE damage, right? Like Tidehunter it's alright with the Anchor Smash, but you know, if your mana's all burned, it's not really something that you're caring too much about. You know, the Lina feels like it's just way too easy to get jumped on and lose. We saw Motivate Trust play it yesterday, and you know, I feel did an alright job in the lane. You just saw the amount of times he got picked off. So just that one little extra fight that the enemy team took, they went a little bit too deep, and it was actually the Deucer that ended up carrying that game. It wasn't really on the Lina to do that sort of job. I want to see if any sort of teams are going to experiment with something like a Dazzle, you know, like that Ag Shard as well on the Dazzle, now that it's hexing the targets for 1.25 seconds, I believe. It's a really good counter against illusions. Not as much against the Phantom Lancer because you just make more just by existing, basically, with your Juxtapose and your Doppelganger. But, I mean, at the very least, it gets rid of a bunch of them, and it allows you to find the real one, because the real one is going to get actually hexed as opposed to just disappear.
Do you think there's a capability here for SMG to put the Doom mid and then go for something like an Underlord, which against a Storm, you know, Pitamelis is great. The Firestorm against a Phantom Lance is really strong as well, and then it gives you kind of an AoE control for the Snapfire. Like, do you think they can kind of flex the Doom and then go for this hero that maybe Galaxy Racer aren't expecting?
I mean, it's very possible, and you can see Galaxy Racer are thinking about that as well, right? They've got the Leshrac banned out, and then they got rid of the Tide, so they're not quite sure where exactly this Doom's going to be. Of course, it's a KP staple, but Nia's perfectly capable of playing it as well.
Looks like they're looking for a 5 though for Galaxy Racer. Just the 3-4-3 here. Of course, they can flex the Phoenix, but Team SMG thinking that with the Oracle and Abaddon getting banned out, that they want some way to help the Phantom Lancer in the lane.
I'm trying to think what else they might opt to go. I mean, Mars isn't banned, and it's a decent amount of lockdown against a Storm Spirit. It means that you can find the PL
Radiant
somewhat easily.
Sky Wrath May.
All that magic damage.
This hero seems, yeah, and Storm as well is pretty good. As like, you've got two heroes now you can play with. Storm jump is a bit further, like Sky kind of needs Blink to keep up, but yeah, they're great combos.
Double silence as well when the Storm eventually gets Orchid, so it's a good way to actually take out the Juggernaut. You don't have that much in terms of save. I mean, this is some alright AoE damage, but you can see here it's going to be the mid Tiny coming through, so really relying on that cleave eventually. I mean, talking about shards over and over again, but this might be a game where the Tiny gets it. You know, now it just gives you that permanent tree grab. At the very minimum, you're going to be constantly cleaving in these team fights, or he could just opt to go for the heavy magic burst, you know, rely on a bit more of the sustained damage to be coming out from mid 1 and KP.
Now, how do we feel about Team SMG having Arfu and Grimstroke and Mushi snap fight? Would you rather one of these heroes be a 4 over the 5 here, or do you like how they've kind of set it up?
I feel like the Grim does need that little bit of extra farm, just because the you know, you want to have enough money to be able to buy that shard. The fact that it's a strong dispel when it ends is insanely good. You know, it means that you're not going to be, you know, if you time it right, they're not going to have that turnaround potential, whether it be with you know, an electric vortex, or you're not going to be ATOSed or silenced. You know, you can extend a little bit further, and we've seen, you know, when Mid1 was playing on OG, he loved to go super deep. You know, it didn't end up working with their game style, but I feel like it's perfectly suited for C.
Yeah, and like you were saying, that the Grimstroke wants to kind of get a little bit more farm priority. If you get that shard, I mean, it's already super busted, but you're now up against an illusion here, which I was, you know, bringing up. I heard that the Agnum shard for the Inkswell, you almost get like a cheap health pull back from all of that healing if PL's got an immense amount of illusions in that fight. So I'm really, like you've highlighted, there are some really cool shards that we could see this game, and I'm excited to see that, because the last patch was a lot of emphasis on nerfing the gap close, nerfing cast range, movement speed, but buffing up a lot of these Aghanim shards. So we'll see how that's going to come out. We also get to see the Tiny as a position too. How do we feel about Tiny after the patch?
I mean, I'm feeling a lot stronger about it. You still have that snowball potential, but you've also got a somewhat strong rotator in Polson on the Skywrath, so you're going to need to be a little bit cautious about getting caught out here. Of course, before level 6, the Storm Spirit is much more vulnerable to being ganked. You know, you're almost never going to get burst down as this Tiny, so it's going to be Galaxy Racer that might have to play a little bit more defensive. We'll see if it is going to be Arfu that does rotate through with that, you know, triple stun combination coming through. One other thing to mention, if you haven't seen it already, there is the we're running the predictions now. From today onwards, you're going to be able to earn channel points, which you could use just to either cheer for Team Radiant, cheer for Team Dire, or you can enter into the giveaway. We're just doing one giveaway across the entire league this time around, and I think between Series 1 and Series 2, I'll show you, because we've actually got some pretty good stuff that I've been able to scrounge up for you guys.
Some juicy stuff. Yeah, we saw the juicy stuff last season.
It's juicier, I'm telling you.
Santa Denok juicier. Damn, you can't tease them like that. Yeah, they're gonna have to wait now, and they're on edge. And this is gonna be 3 bounties for SMG. So, see, Mizu is even good old KP just chasing him down. So I'm actually really intrigued to see how the Doom's lane is gonna fare. You said it's a little bit weaker now because of that Devour HP nerf, but he's got 5 armor now, which is crazy. Like, Doom's always really suffered with having no armor.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're not really going to care all that much when you're playing the likes of, you know, 3-4-3. He's all magic damage essentially. Pretty much the only harass that you're going to be putting out from Misu is through that Spirit Lance. We might just be using it to screw the range creeps. We'll see how it goes. I mean, you can see here he's been able to manipulate the lane already, so he's trying to just continuously safely farm up on the top side, but KP's fine with that. You know, you still do need a few of those early levels now.
Yeah, and then how about Dumbot here? We got KYXY and the Polis and Skywrath Mage up against Mid1 and Mushi. How do we feel like this lane's going to end up faring?
I mean, I feel like they're already running pretty damn low on regen on SMG's side. The harassment coming out from the Skywrath is already starting to show why it's so effective. They get into that level 2 on the Sky just so you can start harassing out with those arcane bolts, but I don't know how I feel about the, like, Mizu Miracle went 2 sets of the tangos to start off with, and they ended up getting 1 to start for 3-4-3. I'm still waiting for the team to just go all in on the support, having the regen, and just let the carry focus on what's actually going to carry them, and just feed them through everything that they need.
Have you been seeing any other regions in like the upper division and lower division? Have you seen them attempting that at all?
I think I saw one in the European lower division. So
yeah.
We'll see if other teams look to opt into it. I just think it's really strong to be able to give your carry that earlier matchup, because as a support, you're really not doing much of anything at the start of the game other than putting out a little bit of harassment.
Yeah. Looks like Alacrity doesn't have... He's actually going to wait for the bottle to come out on the courier, so Alacrity will, along with Nia, get their own refills in the bottle. But we see that Mushi went for a pointing little shredder here. He's got the Blight Stone, so you wouldn't really see that little shredder as early on. But it's going to be interesting in this lane. He's going to try and put some aggression onto KYXY, but the TP out, he'll be fine. Mushi's going to be careful though, and he's actually going to end up dying to the creeps.
A little bit odd. I mean, I feel like it doesn't really synergize that well together. You know, this Juggernaut has gone for the magic damage super early on. You know, he's got the boots of speed. It's not like he's got the single Wraith Band that's going to be able to take advantage of all that minus armor. Yes, they did buff up the little shredder slightly to give a little bit more damage, but it isn't that effective at level 1. You get 1 more armor. It's only when it starts to scale that it gets the real impact. So yeah. I think that's a little odd. I think you probably should have gone the Scatter Blast just to be able to secure that kill.
What have we missed?
And have you seen the new Skywrath made shard as well?
I saw it in the patch notes. I have not seen it in any sort of...
Yeah, seems like it couldn't be too bad. I mean, you're a hero that spams a lot of abilities, and you don't have the greatest 0.8, so the extra armor you get, +5 intel as well. I think in one stream, like, Gorg had like... no, I think it was Wagger actually had like 6,000 mana because he was just constantly spamming abilities. So mid lane, Alacrity though. That's right.
That's the
he's already used the combo.
About. Polison's doing a good job of making sure he's guarding that rune for Alacrity. Gonna secure the water rune for him. So that's some good support. Ooh, nearly ended up going down there. Nice attempt by Afu.
They see that the support rotated out of bot, so instantly KYXY. Nice juke back in the lane, actually dodges the cookie stun there. But this is just the awareness when, you know, high level, if the support rotates out, but well, Mushi, he's really out of position.
I really like the itemization as well from KYXY, realizing that, look, is he going to go self-cancel here? Afu might be looking to make a bit of a play here, which is the wave out, but that just reveals his position. On the chainmail to start things off, might be enough to kill him though.
KYXY, overwhelming odds, movement speed, not enough. Stun's going to come through. Polo's going to attempt the trade. Got a nice rotation. I thought, honestly, like, Alpha rotation was going to net them nothing there, but they get that. And that's kind of enabled, because what is 343 going to do to stop KP from pulling the wave? You know, KP's got bottle, a 2-3 build at the moment. So, you know, not having the sustain from the Devour, but he's gone, you know, Bracer, Tango, Bottle, so he's helped out with the lack of the sustain without the Devour now.
He's even got the mana burn as well, so it makes the PL essentially unable to secure those range creeps with a Spirit Lance. There it is, no mana.
See, I mean, KP is getting pretty close to the 6, so if they actually want to play with him, Neo, looked up the high ground. Not a spot you really want to be, considering He's got some backup though with Arfu in the area. Nia keeps his life. It's a lot of damage though. You do see that burst coming out.
He doesn't care though. He's got the invis route, so he's just going to go for the same sort of play again.
He might be able to get a kill. Put us off pretty shortly, yeah. Unfortunate.
End up using the bottle charge after that, so has just enough mana to be able to get this off. I don't think he's going to attempt it onto Alacrity. He's gone for a higher priority target, but out of lane is...
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, let's see. I feel like you play with KP now because he's got Doom available, so yeah, Tiny's going to do just that. They might need a +1 from a TP. Looks like even Mushi's thinking about running top, but KP, he's not going to get the help fast enough. And he is wrapping on through. How's he going to drop the combo just yet? Nice avalanche onto 2. PL's going to end up falling as well. Now 3-4-3. They still get the kill on KP, but it looks like Phoenix is going to end losing his life as well. A double kill for Nia. Great use of that invis rune as well.
Oh, he's actually maxing out the little shredder, or at least getting a couple of points into it, so...
Wow.
Getting the extra damage coming through, they're going all in on this burst. I mean, we've talked about it in other times where it's like, do you go for this sustained damage? Do you go for the maximum lockdown? Or is it just about 100 to zeroing a target before they have any time to react? And I feel like, you know, against a PGL and a Storm Spirit, that could be the way.
Doom's out here, KP. Just needs Arfu so he can close the distance. Nice attempt with the deny from 3-4-3, but is unable to find that one. Nice use of the Doom kill there. That's a big one to bring down Alacrity. If you can really stop the snowball from a Storm Spirit delaying the Orchid pickup, then you're incredibly happy. And well, SMG, they're happy with the start of this game. 2,000 net worth lead. The core is feeling very, very happy.
Yeah, feeling real strong. It's going to be a little bit harder soon when you've got the Supernova, so it'll punish a few of those little bit too deep dives that is going to be coming through. Still, Orchid's a long way away though. LC doesn't really have much of anything. Phantom Lancer, he's forced to go all the way back into the jungle, so these heavy rotations really paying dividends for SMG. We can see with the Arcane Rune bottled up here by Nia.
Lane. Mid one's going to be able to get the ward out. Is the health enough? It's not. Alacrity coming through with the magical damage. He's got 4 points up in the Remnant. Even going to get the +75 gold as well. So first dual victory of the game here for KYXY. And that's also a big kill onto the Juggernaut.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it takes away a lot of the momentum. It's not very often that you see the position 1 not, like, neither of them up towards the top of the network. KP really making maximum use out of that Devour, even though he's only got the 2 points in it, sitting second on the net worth, and really can't fault too much of anything about how Nia's played this, although he's walking underneath an Observer Ward. He has no way of knowing that, but Polo's just going to be able to get away with that fast movement speed.
Stupendous! Almighty
And Nia's really close to the blink as well. He's rushed it, hasn't gone for any of these kind of early position 2 items that we see often on a Tiny. It's just putting a lot more emphasis on having this early blink to really snowball this game.
Make space for the Juggernaut. That is the name of the game. But Doggy's just pushing the tower. One doesn't care. He's going super deep here. He's not going to be punished for it.
Radiant's bottom tower is
You see that
attack.
KP's even going. He's actually got the Boots of Travel now picked up. So what do you think the Boots of Travel is going to give KP for this game?
I think it's just the insane movement speed, right? Like, how are you going to stop this Doom from running at you? Boots of speed, Boots of Travel, Windlace, plus the Scorched Earth. He is going to be moving at a massive pace, and well, it was a TP that went to mid. KP is going to be able to TP bot if he needs to. But even with the Arcane Rune,
Oh, nice silence. Actually stops the combo. He's going to still get the avalanche tossed out. Now with the Supernova, they bring it down thanks to the little shredder. And Alacrity. He's got Menace still. So it's going to be able to get a zip up through the river. They're hunting KYXY. But 2 for 1 there. You see that Supernova. I mean, if the Snapfire is playing in the vicinity, you can definitely bring it down with ease.
I'm getting a
much of anything.
wind.
It was moving at 465 movement speed KP when he had everything popped. So I'm sure he's hoping for a Faded Brooch to eventually drop for his team. We'll take the Arcane Ring though.
It's a successful tower defense as well here from SMG, and like you said, this game is just all on delaying it for mid one's Juggernaut. Who there's the Faded Brooch. Looks like he's gonna
just keep it though.
yeah.
He just wants to be able to move between camps faster. As soon as he gets, you know, the early stuff that he needs, it's just about giving it over to KP, who's going to make the most use out of it.
Mizu's kind of indecisive right now on the item build that he wants. He had some components for the hood, but then he looks like he's going back into the diffusal blade.
They know he's here as well. With that blink dagger, they could have had to go for something. I think it was the extra here. They go onto there.
Man, that magic damage, Mizu.
No.
I wonder after that, maybe if he died, he would have thought about going back to the hood, but the fact that he just made it away, you do see they are putting in work, and now actually Doom down bot. KOXY is going to try and move on forward. They don't get the duel actually to combo up with the ultimate from Polo's son, and now with the tree followed out, they get a double. Nia dominating streak, they can continue chasing down KOXY. The blink's still on cooldown, but it's going to be back up in a couple of seconds. That's going to be 3 falling here for Galaxy RACER and SMG running over this early game.
Yeah, giving him the clap was KP. Good use of the initiation there to catch out the Storm Spirit. You just see how effective all of this burst damage is. You always have the threat later on. I'm looking for the 20-minute, like what Mizu is going to have at that. Is he going to go into the shard? I mean, he's only got the 1 point in the Spirit Lance, which makes sense for now.
Oh, nice play once again. Radiant, they're just so aware of the movements coming through from Galaxy RACER, so they instantly mirror the movement mid. They knew they were going to try and set up a kill on mid one. So the gang squad rolls on out. Nia's blink has done so much for them this game.
That's the thing. One of the best heroes in the game at snowballing. Doesn't work out for you. It's you see a little bit of a difference. He spammed the crybaby as he takes the tower last away from mid one. Pause. What are you going to do about him?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh boy, he's so farmed. He's got 2k gold in the bank pretty much on the tiny. This is going to be an incredible blink echo. They got a shovel bounty. Yep. Oh, funnel everything to the cause, baby. They're taking him to the moon this game.
Got an observer ward here on Afu as well, so they're going to look to place one nice and deep just so they can catch out. They know that Mizu's basically turning up to none of these fights. The only time that they find him is when they make a super deep movement. So, good use of it to be able to try and catch him out. KYXY has been very patient, sitting in these trees. Oh no, he knows. Oh.
Now he comes out. Another pickup coming across the map here from SMG. And Galaxy RACER aren't really getting anything out of this. And they've lost 2 T1 towers. They're happy that Mizu's getting somewhat of a decent farm in the jungle, but Alacrity's Orchid is just really heavily getting delayed.
It's a 6k lead 14 minutes in. You know, that is pretty significant. And, you know, Mushi, he's even got the Medallion of Courage now. We talk about how great it is to be able to get the Solar Crest a lot earlier in these supports. Just have a look. You're going to have -5 armor from the little Shredder, another -5 just from the Medallion. So any target that's get caught out, they're just dead. They're done.
Oh, group shrinkers. Yeah. I'm really intrigued about this second point in the little shredder. Like, I'm taking a look at what the second level gives you, and I wonder if he's just wanting the extra range from it, honestly. Just to help position.
I mean, for me, it's all about, like, the relative value of something. 1 extra point also gives you, like, 2.5 times the damage that you had previously. Kind of like how, you know, a lot of Phoenixes like to put 2 points into the Icarus dive because it turns the damage per second from 10 into 30. Doesn't change the cooldown, doesn't now, but
oh, nighttime.
Yeah.
Nia got lucky there.
Ooh. The static round.
Observer ward scouts him out.
Good vision. A little bit of a defensive Mortimer's Kisses coming out there.
You hate to see Alacrity, they're going to jump. The position from the Observer Ward on point. It scouted out that smoke gank. The nighttime they're just hitting for Galaxy RACER costed them a potential pickup on Nia and the death as well in the Storm Spirit. Just everything is not going in their favor.
And they've got the Doom as well. The Doom's back available. You got the team clumped up together. They're going to look to continue pushing forward. And mid one, because of all this space, he could just take away the enemy's John. They had vision. It was a nice D-ward coming through there from Galaxy RACER. Even though no one actually died in this tri-camp, they just said, well, People are dying all around the map. We just can't let it be visible.
Polo's dying across the map again. Big one. He's going to be happy about getting the crit there to claim the kill. More gold funneled into the Juggernaut.
Oh, just a damage top as well, you know. It's going to give him the bottle. The bottle, use it, give me that back.
Can they?
I mean, they've got the minus armor.
Killing Ward's maxed out as well. Yeah. Yeah, with Mushi coming over, they should be able to do this. That's such an early Roche. My god. What are you doing now for Galaxy Racer? Like, this game is... It has to be all in the backs of the Phantom Lancer. Like, if this game does get ultra late, can PL carry them at all?
Yes, but I don't feel like he's gone the build for it. You need that Aghanim Shard in my opinion.
Your shrine has fallen to the radiant.
And we just haven't seen, like, the pickoffs come through as well from Dire. This Legion Commander, I mean, you got Blink down KYXY, so you have to... Legion needs to play with the Skyath Mage, and it looks like Polo and Alacrity also playing together as well. They need pickoffs. That's how Galaxy Racer come back into this game. They don't have the greatest team fight lineup. I mean, just the Supernova, but Radiant have multiple ways to be able to destroy the egg here. So, the way for Galaxy Racer to get the farm for Mizu, but also try and find these key pickoffs.
Well, I think the way that they're playing it is perfect, right? Like, mid one's up here. He's playing Super Balls in. They're going to go for a pickoff here, but he's got the Aegis. They're going to be able to respond. Like, that's all you have. You're going to take away the Aegis, but now you've got nothing else. You're not going to get another kill. Sure, it sucks, but you know you'd have to deal with a Mystic Flare now, and you can play super aggressive on this top side. The Storm had to TP all the way back to refill his mana. Keep playing
so let's see if they're... Yeah. But I do have pretty good vision in the area, so they're going to be aware at least this push is continuing to come through. So they'll have enough time to react and mount a defense if they want. They're going to need all the boys, and Mizu's not showing up just yet.
Gonna have to go perfectly. I mean, it needs to be 100 to 0 on whoever they catch. They've got the duel. Polo's got the Mystic Flare, but it's still in like 12 seconds. So they're going to use this fortification, maybe to slow things down a little bit. They don't want to go too early. They have to be patient.
Mystic Flare's up soon.
Down, though.
Can they find the burst? Oh, nice stroke of fate from Arthur. They stop the blinking. He is actually going to jump on forward. He instant burst. Find the Sky Mage for the Vimo's going to come through now. The Water Kisses along with the Omni Slash. The damage is too much for Galaxy Race to be able to deal with. They're going to drop the Doom, the Supernova on the backline. Mid-one will lose its life. They're unable to deal with the egg, but it pushes SMG back. They're going to zip on forward here. Galaxy Racer, they sense blood. They want to take care of this advantage here, but Nia cuts him down. The magic damage too much for them to handle. Tiny, no way to cancel the team here. They'll still find Mushi. So 3 dropping from SMG. 2 will fall from Galaxy Racer as well, but you lose the Storm. A buyback coming through from Polo Sun as well, but they do get a little bit of a net worth swing there.
It was, and it was a really nice stroke of fate as well coming up from Arfu. The fact that you were able to catch out the Skyath Mage, you lost the buyback from them, so it was still a 3 for 3 at the end of the day, but to be able to take out both cores is enormous.
Holy shit!
Well,
bye-bye, Sky.
Buyback.
He's so fat.
10-0
on 3, 2,600 gold in the bank. BKB is your third item. Nia. I mean,
so he's got that extra avalanche damage.
Just, whew. This is ridiculous right now from the Tiny. He's got Bull Whip as well. Well, that's just going to enable him to get across the map even faster for these pickoffs that he's going for.
I think he still needs, unless it's a support, he needs someone else to be able to combo together with him. You've got Mushi starting to make his way towards the mid lane. On the bottom side, I'm sure they would love to be able to pick that up. Oh no, Alacrity. He's like, that was my room, buddy. But KX was like, look, I've been gone on too many times. I got 4 deaths. I'm not going to let the Tiny pick that up.
Bounty!
Some breathing room here for SMG. It'll give space for Phantom Lancer, who is keeping up in farm for Mizu. You're about 500 gold behind the Juggernaut. That death on mid one really gave a big opportunity, and honestly, props to Mizu. He's only died once this game, so you see that GPM, is stacking up here for the Phantom Lancer.
Get closer to the Manta as well, only about 500 or so gold away, so it's not looking too bad from him, but he still needs to stay away all of these team fights, at least until he's picked it up. He's got the maxed out Spirit Lance now, so as soon as he finishes that Manta, I'm going to need to see that shard. We've got the Grimstroke building into it already, just about 75 gold away. And again, that's just going to enable mid-1 to be that much more survivable. See you later, people.
They're gonna jump on forward. There's a healing ward on the backline, but the burst damage. Neo's gonna try and tank up the Mystic Flare, but they still bring him down. The double doom from SMG. Oh, they hit back ever so hard. Even dropping the water kisses, but Neo's got the blink up once again. All the arsenal coming into play here for that fight. They buy back on Alacrity. They have to get something out of it, and they don't even get the tiny kill. They don't even find KP. All they have to get is the Grimstroke. That's not what they wanted with their buyback from Alacrity.
All right. I mean, it was good again that they were able to take out mid-1. They had the healing ward down, so he had a decent amount of survivability. Now though, you've got the Grimstroke shard. So that healing is going to be healing the target for the amount of damage the Inkswell deals. So if you have multiple people on top of him, it's going to be a decent amount of extra survivability. I wonder if that still will impact on the sort of items that mid-1's going to opt to go for next. Maybe they need to give him the Vambrace just for that little bit of extra armor or that little bit of extra strength that he needs to survive the burst.
Neo, can he kill Alacrity? Let's see. Alacrity? Oh my god. Neo knows he doesn't have mana. He's gonna try and TP out. Combo's not there.
He didn't have the cooldown either, so it's fine. He's got the BKB now as well on the Tiny. Is a very scary prospect to be able to go into, and well, with that tier 2 tower going down, that's something else that we didn't mention. They were able to actually finish that one off, so even more experience is going to be going SMG's way.
Now they're even going to think about pushing down the tier 2 tower mid here. They are pretty close to some of the level 18 timings, so not as impactful for the Tiny, but an extra point in the Omni Slash could be pretty nice here for the Jug. Jumping forward, Sylvie healing once again. Neo, it's going to jump in. His own rebuttal, but it won't matter here. They will burst through the Juggernaut, and that Blitz Supernova getting dropped in the middle. But the little Shredder, they have to jump on Mushi, but they haven't been able to. And Alacrity's out of mana. He brought back last fight, and he's going to end up falling down for 70 seconds. And Neo, he's still hunting the backline supports here. You see, I mean, Radiant, they haven't found a way to stop Mizu. They've got Doom. He's trying to play around with the illusions. They find the real Phantom Lens. They might not even need the Doom. They'll duplicate on the high ground. KP, has he gone too far? Force Glimmer. He's tanky.
There's no such thing as too far. Honestly, I feel like that Vambrace absolutely needs to go onto the Jug now. He's died way too many times to the same combo. Even just having it in strength form, right? For the extra strength, for the extra magic resist that it does provide. Feel like he's able to survive that because it was a good use of the Inkswell right on top of him, providing that little bit of extra healing. He had the healing ward available. Now you've got the ultimate orb as well for even more stats. I don't think movement speed is what you're concerned with right now.
Yeah, it's... I mean, maybe if they get that Glimmer Cape out as well. You see, Nia's instantly... It doesn't matter. He's trying to jump the Legion Commander no matter what. Because they know the Mystic Flare is going to be stuck on top of the Jewel. So if you can take up a little bit of damage, Neo tosses away the Legion. And the tree as well finds the kill. And now mid-1 sweeping on over. Steps, they find the stun. Doom's out. Phantom Lancer is having a very good game so far, but now the second death is going to get picked up. They even find a backline once again as 3-4-3. That's beyond godlike. 13-0 and 6 for the Tiny.
Looking pretty good. I mean, was Ponlo that made another C tier list. I know Ice did one, but Ponlo put Nia as a C tier mid.
Really?
And I'm not talking SEA. I'm talking the letter C. And
middle tower has
he's
fallen.
kind of proven him wrong right now. 13-0 and 6. Can't fault any of his rotations. The laning stage was very good. The enemy team had more rotations towards the river runes as well, so it's not like he just had babysitting, river runes, water runes, sorry, no power runes. He's got
no
maybe
way.
a tiny bit lucky.
No way.
Yes.
No way. He can't get it. Nia!
Turn them out.
What are you doing to them? He's 14-0 and 6. He's just... The Storm Spirit's gonna be like, how does he know? And he tips him as well. Oh, Nia, stop it.
Illusion.
They're not caring all that.
I mean, what's a PO? So we're not seeing the shot. Mizu's chill.
No, it is an illusion.
Oh, no. Now Radiant. Oh, guess who it is? It's Nia with an arcane.
He's got a Hyper Stone as well. He's gone into the AC. That's what I like about this, you know, like with the Tiny, if you are able to get a good start, like you go the early game magic damage for pickoffs, but then you actually can transition later on, you know. He's obviously got the Echo Saber as well for that burst potential. He's going the AC. It's kind of like the lean and mid, right? With all they can go on to Mizu hit. No.
Oh, Mizu does have shot, okay.
Alright, good. We like to see.
I think they just smoked under a ward though.
Hold it. Just booking it. Here though. Can't give up this kill streak. It is way too juicy.
See how they position.
Ah, very nice. Hiding a little bit in the trees, although he just picks one up for himself. That minus armor onto the roach still. He's just in position. Never come here. KP even hiding behind the tree. Look, he's a Doom. Do you think they can't see you behind that?
It's such a big guy, yeah. I mean, it's a great position though from Radiant. Look at the power play they have on the high ground. They're so aware of that positioning of the smoke because of how where they scouted out the initial smoke maneuver.
And this is going to be the shot as well coming out from this roach. So look to give it over to, I guess, mid one, right? You can hit the egg as well as be able to survive. Got the cheese there as well, mid one. Going to pick that one up.
And it's going to help slightly to deal with the Phantom Lance and illusions too.
Yep.
You get the extra jump in. Who we find? Okay, where XY.
RACER, own it!
Can't duel an illusion if you're dead.
This is looking scary now. Mid one. Top of the net worth. He's got ages, cheese in the backpack. Scardy now with that extra health pool. We'll see if they're going to have the ability to bring him down through the combo that we've seen. Let's get rid of the hit. They really need the Legion up for them to go. And even now the Solar Crit picked up. I mean, the fact that Mushi was able to get 4 stuff, like Mushi's so farm. We were speaking about the Grimstroke having a little bit more priority with farm this game, but these are 2 supports that are able to get so much across the map with their abilities. So we're really seeing this come into play.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that heart does potentially help. Not that Mizu's been getting 100-0 comboed anyway. It's really been when the Doom's able to be locked down onto him. Of course, you get the assistance of the Soulbind. So I think for Mizu, he kind of has to play a bit of a lone hand here. You can't be standing near anyone on your team. Otherwise, you run the risk of the Soulbind just latching and revealing the real one.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Now, going high ground is incredibly difficult versus this Phantom Lancer with the shard. You see, he also went that Spirit Lance cooldown, so it's a 4-second cooldown on the Spirit Lance. So let's see Galaxy RACER, how they can mount a defense on their own high ground.
Yeah, for sure. You've got the Elven Tunic now on mid one, so at least it provides a little bit of evasion. Still, a lot of the damage is magic, nothing to worry about. But now that you've got the full Scardy, you've got the Aegis, you've got the Cheese, you're not really caring all that much. And
Top lane.
Found a duel here onto KYXY.
Stupendous!
KP just easy solo kill.
Dominating! Own it!
The rest of Radiant were able to just stand their ground down the bot.
He's got birds of crash. Join anytime he wants. Good ways, just making sure there's a proper.
They might gonna try and burst it down here. They will. First life's gonna get taken away, but now with Soulbind on top of the backline, they find both the supports leashing them up. Mid one's gonna be careful. The duel. Where's the backup of the rest of the team now? With the blade belt, a lot of damage. Mid one's gonna get a little bit of space now with Cookie. The help of the Solar Crest as well. Mid one healed back up. The X gonna end up popping, but it does absolutely nothing. Just forcing SMG to retreat outside the base. But can they turn back? Mid one's gonna get brought down here, and now KP as well. Alacrity continuing the chase, Mizu hunting as well, got the diffuser blade slow and KP will fall. So there's the high ground defense from Dire. They will lose the tier 3 tower, but a buyback from the Legion commander.
It was a really nice use of the egg there by 343, putting it in a really defensive position, forcing them to not have to defend it. Mizu was kind of caught in two minds. Like, he wasn't close enough to be able to use the Solar Crest to save, obviously scared that he was going to get immediately jumped on by this PL or the LC. Solar Crest, he didn't use his little shredder, he couldn't use the Mortimer's Kisses. They're still going to catch 343. The all-important hero, the Tiny, still has not died.
It just... they would feel like they cannot walk anywhere this game. Like, somehow Nia is just right place, right time, always getting these pickoffs, and Galaxy just can't do anything about it, it seems. Like, Nia is just, she's having an incredible game. He's almost got the AC completed, but you know, that is a very strong defense from Galaxy Racer. They're continuing to delay it, and now we do see Mizu's top of the net worth here, so this space should have the heart completed.
Going to be a big benefit for him. I feel like PL is easily the scariest late game carry in the game right now. You know, the ability for that Spirit Lance to amplify so much of your damage in these team fights. It provides a lot of that panic that you need as well, and especially when you've got these Blink Daggers on the Doom, on the Tiny, it does do a lot to prevent a lot of this counter initiation or this re-initiation.
Let the fun begin!
You can see mid one, he's a little tired of dying. He's like, well, I'm just going to go into the Butterfly, because it's not like they can build a Rapier. There's a lot less stuff that provides True Strike now. Basically only like the Witchblade, which is that first the first hit providing it. It's not like any of these heroes are going to build it.
Oh.
NKB isn't really something that any of these heroes like to pick up. I feel like Butterfly is pretty good from mid one. Some nice itemization coming through from it.
Yeah, like you said, like it feels like Butterfly got indirectly buffed just because of the MKB nerf. Oh, sorry, the Rapier nerf, I should say.
Yeah.
My bad. But it's just... Galaxy Racer have never been able to get out of the map, and they have the outpost control at least. You see this net worth lead is just so far in SMG's favor. They have, for a majority of this game, held power position across the map, and it is really starting to show though.
But you can still always put your eggs in the PL basket. You know, we've seen it time and time again. Once you hit level 25, it's so difficult to be able to bring you down. Maybe once the Juggernaut gets, you know, a few more levels for himself, he's got the Butterfly completed now. He's actually going into the Abyssal Blade to try and deal with, get that double stun perhaps coming out. Obviously, the big nerf to that was it doesn't provide the mini blink anymore. They're going to try and go on here.
Galaxy.
Only level 15. If they can catch Nia, that would be huge.
Gotta be careful, jump in, but Nia gets a blink away. Now they're going to try and reset the high ground, but Radiant have very good vision up there. Dire, they bring it down, but they still have to retreat. They haven't been able to get set up here. And KP should be able to lock him in. Even pops the BKB just in case there's any counter initiation. There will not be though.
Man, those quick fingers though from Nia. That would have been huge if they were able to get the dual kill onto someone that's 16-0. More importantly, top lane already pushed in, no buyback on this LC. To be fair, there's not a ton of buybacks either on most of the Radiant heroes coming through here. They're not all in onto their item builds. Where's the creep wave there? Storm Spirit, so you are going to get a decent amount of damage at least force out at this point. Yeah, you're nowhere near as concerned about getting that 100 burst.
Look at the damage! Oh my god, nice! He's still gonna fall though, that Orchid ticks him out, and our KP burnt down down. He used the BKB previously, and Galaxy Racer again hold the higher ground, but they found Moose. Did they have a way to cancel the TP? Is the damage there? It is. But Nia, he committed in. He's still got BKB, attempts to TP out the Supernova. I think it's a little bit too early.
KYXY was almost there with the duel, but wow, even without the LC, you still have the capability of dying. That's why, I don't know, like, you've got the Titan Sliver now. It's enough, like, you just need more stats. You need to be able to prevent all this damage coming through. Maybe buying up that Vanguard before the Basher could even be the better option, so the PL isn't able to just change, burst you down.
Oh, unfortunate Roche spawned too long. It could have been up. Very, very fast there for Galaxy, but they're gonna have to wait a minute. And we are just seeing like SMG are really struggling to close out this game here. They're giving a little bit of life for Galaxy Racer.
Sure, slowly but surely. I mean, another tier 1 tower going down makes that next Roche attempt a little bit easier. They're even going to go for the tier 2, prevent rotations through to be able to contest that. Why not? You need some map control. It feels like this is the first time Mizu has ventured onto the Radiant side of the river.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Speaking of him, he's nearly level 25 as well. Could get this this ancient stack as well, which would secure it. Quickly secures it. He just tosses out the Spirit Lance, bounces around, deals a ton of damage. That's his 25 now. Well,
Radiant's bottom tower.
a hard game just got.
What do you know? And with everything
going to the tiny.
Yeah, exactly. Like with everything going well for Galaxy Racer, they get out the base. It's just kind of the same thing that's occurring constantly in this game. Nia, he gets a pick off just unexpectedly. Just when the team aren't linked up, he's definitely punished them with that. But what do we got level wise? So yeah, 25 on the PL and the tiny. And that doppelganger cooldown from Mizu. Okay. But they need... can Galaxy Racer come and take a fight around Roshi? I mean, it's falling really fast, and I don't think they're actually going to get set up beforehand.
Yeah, not enough time. This is... I mean, to be fair, Aegis isn't a guarantee that you're going to be able to take anything from the high ground. All that's really netted them so far is the tier 3 towers. No racks, no map control. Oh, the arcane rune though. KP. Yeah. Bottled. Where he's going to use the Doom, then Refresher, then Arcane Rune. So many buttons to press. I mean, a lot of people make things very hard for themselves. That's why, like, I give myself a limit of about, like, 3, maybe 4 active items, and then after that, I'm like, look, I just need the passive
You're
item.
too old. That's... Dude, you just...
I got those.
You just gotta say it how it is.
No, the boomer.
Yeah, zoomer fingers, that's it.
Radiant's middle tower.
You're just, reactions... They're not as... what they used to be. It's okay.
Gone are the days where I was a top 10 WoW player in the world. I was.
Top 10 WoW player? Yeah. Were you?
3v3 arena.
Sheesh.
Team, not player. I guess top 30 if you're counting that.
Hey, that's not too bad. That's rude.
Yeah, but esports in 2010 weren't really a thing, so...
Yeah. No, you just... No, you get to watch some high-level games. So that's pretty fun as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, they're going for a smoke right outside the base actually, so we'll see how that turns out for them. They didn't have any kind of vision up there, and they're just going to rely on mid one. At least this time, you've got the AC aura. So you got a little bit of that extra armor. You've also... They're just preempting the X-Spell as well. They know he's going to get shot.
Why not? Nice use of the Blade Fury. They bring that down so fast.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way they have to do it. Like, he's died way too many times for you to just feel, a bit more relaxed about taking it. You just need to use everything preemptively. It might mean that you can't take an extended fight, but it allows you to preserve that Aegis.
Yeah, there's a 9-second cooldown on the Ink Spell, so they can use it kind of at their leisure here.
The Ink Spell, he's going in with it.
Here we go. Walk it down. Along with the Mystic Clef. First life gotta fall. They're gonna be careful. They've got the Legions of the real Phantom Lancer. Where's the Doom coming through, however? They force back KP. The Doom's out once again. Now with the Jewel, Supernova's gonna end up popping. Oh, it's internet for KP. Yikes.
You hate to see it. Telstra, come on.
Oh no. Well,
You know what? There's no excuse. We're in Australia, and it's totally fine for us. You know.
Oh, yeah, poor KP playing Southeast Asia.
I know the struggle.
Back in.
All right, here we go. What kind of talking did they do in that little point? It's going to be able to... No, he doesn't.
Not enough. Move on forwards, but still Storm along with the lead. They got buybacks, but just got to be careful though. The second Doom's going to come out. The buyback forced down. Galaxy Racer, an incredibly costly fight here. They need to get more heroes. All buybacks from Dive. They need more. What are they going to get? Lacrid has got mana. Zips on forward for 1.
They got 2 at the end of all of that. Nia able to get away again. 20-0-8. He's 2008, not 2008 with that TP.
Man, what do you feel like the comms on? Yeah.
Or the Pentage.
Well, there's a ward actually. No, it should be fine. Man, just mid one, so much hate through this duel, but there's still only 50 duel damage for KYXY.
Radiant's middle tower has
It doesn't feel like a 25k net worth lead with how
It does not.
capable they are of turning around a lot of these fights. Not wanting to use the buyback on the Juggernaut just yet. Just saving that clip. All those going on to KP. He's got
Oh no, soul blind.
Oh no.
Double silence.
It's fine.
They didn't even have to pop Glyph there for Radiant. This is really good for them.
I do it now.
There's that upgraded Prestige attack from KYXY. D3 tower's gonna fall. Let's see if Galaxy Racer reset. They've got to be so careful. Top's getting shoved in. We saw all their cores buy back at that previous high ground defense, so a very costly one at that. But they are holding relatively steady.
Regeneration.
Oh, the spell prism for them.
Oh my god.
Do you like a 4.9 second doppelganger?
That's so stupid.
Almighty money.
They got the Aghanims on Polosun now as well. Okay.
A lot of damage.
A lot of damage.
Not a lot of buybacks though. Only the Phoenix having it right now on the dire side. So if they lose a single fight, they are done-ski. Be nearly level 25 as well. It'd be nice to get that extra little Infernal Blade damage coming through, especially onto something like the PL who's got the Hard, he's got the Skadi. Be standing too far away from your team though. You need to be able to join the team fight at a moment's notice. This needs to be a full 5-man encounter.
Oh, mid one. Oh, mid one.
Time.
Team up the back line. No, they jump up together. They're able to find the duel. The Blade Fury's out. But look at the death. He just shreds apart the Legion. Doom as well. They find this storm. No buybacks available. It's all up to the Phantom Lance. And Mizu, can he do it? Mid one pulling rope and up the X1 once again. Buffed up thanks for Arthur. Mid one's going to get a nice amount of health back. The yellow one in the back line as well. Now it's going to look to turn. But the other side, mid one is able to stand his ground up on the higher ground. SMG. They got the numbers advantage. Mizu, he just can't do it himself. Needs to try and get the illusions out, but the stun's there. They found the real Phantom Lance and they're going to be able to burn him down. Mizu, the raid boss PO. That ain't enough. Galaxy Racer without the buybacks. That should be game one here. It was a very difficult game for SMG to close out though.
Dire's middle tower.
I think it's almost guaranteed. They could even just go straight for it. They know all the buybacks we used previously. PL, he doesn't even have the buyback left. It's not really worth using it on the Phoenix. This game's done. I actually saw a really cool interaction there. I wasn't sure about it previously, but I guess if you use an AoE stun, it does show the stun bar over the top of the real PL, so you can find which one's the real one. I hadn't even thought of that previously.
Oh wow.
Test in between the games, just because it's a really nice way to be able to, you know, counter that and realize which one you actually need to be hitting.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Welcome back to Game 2's draft between Galaxy Racer and Team SMG. Santa Denog is back in action here. We're a bit late, but you know, I can never say no to the good old Christmas spirit. So you do you, my guy.
Remaining.
Well, I was reading in chat, you know, someone was saying in the draft for game 1, you know, Danog, you look a little bit tense, you need to relax. Not the case. I mean, I did come just from work and figured this might make me a little bit more relaxed, but what did he say? I'm always watching, alright? You can't get anything past me, alright? So, you better watch yourself.
So you're saying that guy's getting coal?
Well, you know, maybe. He could be getting coal, or he could be getting something from the giveaway that I'll be talking about at the end of the draft. But we're into game 2. Good game 1 by SMG. I don't want to say carried by Nia, but he definitely made things real easy for them. I mean, maybe like he got caught out like 4, 5, 6 times. So, the burst potential was real from Galaxy Racer. They had a lot of cohesion when the team fights were a factor. It just felt like the early to mid game was way too far in SMG's favor. What was it, like a 6 or 8k net worth at like 13, 14 minutes? That's
Yeah, ridiculous. Yep. Yeah, it was quite the early game performance. That fast blink timing from Nia. Whoo! He made him work for it. He made him work in that game.
I don't think we've seen a single team when they've got the option to choose second pick yet. So I'm happy that my opinion is being vindicated by all of this coming through. And, oh god, no, not the Beastmaster. We're getting to see the Axes. Hopefully the teams know that, you know, now with the smoke, Roshan actually like scurries away when you use it, so he's not going to hit you, but at least he doesn't just stand in spot and say, well, this is my life now, you know, this is what's going to be happening to me. 100 to 0.
5 seconds remaining.
We did test it out in the interim between the game
Radiant
1 and now,
team pick.
and yeah, that is actually a pretty cool little counter there. The fact that when you get the Snapfire shot, it only stuns the PL, the real PL. It doesn't stun any illusions, and so it also puts the stun bar over his head. So if you've got something like a Doom where you just need to find the real one, it's pretty damn effective to be able to counter it. So not sure if SMG knew about that one, but I certainly didn't. So good on them.
5 seconds remaining.
If anyone's gonna know Mushi, like that man is.
He's a bit of a fiend for you know,
a fiend for Dota.
Encounters. Warlock coming
Dire
through, huh?
team back.
I mean, we saw the 9 shards happen last game, and Warlock's got one of the really good ones. You know, now the fact that he can make his Shadow Word AoE, I think it's 450 area of effect that you could cast it. It also speeds up your teammates and slows down the enemy. Pretty damn effective, but I would say not as effective as a Beastmaster Grimstroke combination.
Radiant
No, we
team
saw
ban.
that last game. SMG opened up with the Jog Grimstroke, which is an incredible combo if you put it in the lane in the game anyway. And now you've got the Beast Grimstroke, which is another incredible combo. It really looks like SMG are putting a lot of emphasis on their lanes. We saw that last game. We're seeing it so far through this
10
draft as
seconds
well.
remaining.
Yeah, for sure. So,
5 seconds
a lot of
remaining.
emphasis on the mids. They haven't got rid of the Tiny just yet. I mean, it's a little surprising. Maybe they're waiting for the last pick of this initial phase, or maybe they're just thinking that the Beastmaster's going to go mid anyway. Like, again, it's a KP staple, but it doesn't feel anywhere near as strong in the off lane now compared to mid. You just want to funnel as much gold into it as you can, as well as experience, right? Like, I think we're seeing 12, 13, 14 minute Ag
10
Scepters
seconds
coming out for
remaining.
the Beastmaster, and it just means that any kind of extended team fight,
5
you
seconds remaining.
basically are just going to win it. We'll see if they're able to find something that acts as a little bit more of an
Radiant team
initiator than the Beastmaster. Of course, you can with the Soulbind and the Raw 4, but couldn't hurt to have more than one.
And how about here though? Because I want to speak about a little bit about how the draft formulation is now set up from the first phase. We see you brought up that a lot of teams are putting emphasis on this first pick
5
because
seconds
one, you
remaining.
get one of the best heroes in the meta, and then you also get the last pick in the first phase of Protector. But the second pick, we see kind of teams, if they're going to have second pick, you want to use that with a strong your 1-2 combo. And do you think Galaxy RACER have done that with going for their 2 supports here, Earth Spirit Warlock?
I mean, it feels, I don't want to say it feels passive, but it feels like, you know, Beastmaster and Grimstroke are capable of doing so many things. You know, like Beastmaster, he has the pick-off, he has the vision, he has the damage coming through. He's relatively tanky as a strength hero. He's got a really good attack animation. He buffs up your team to be able to push with the Inner Beast Aura. Same sort of thing with the Grimstroke, right? As soon as you get the shard, you can even use it as like a mini save, I suppose. So if you can't get something like an Oracle or an Abaddon or an LC, at least you've got that Dispel. Granted, it's going to come 20 plus minutes into the game and it's a little bit delayed, but you know, it's something. Whereas Warlock, what do? You heal your team, you drop the Fatal Bonds, you use your ultimate. Like, your ultimate cannot be used for anything else other than a big team fight, right? And maybe to interrupt a BKB TP or something like that. Same sort of thing with Earth Spirit, right? Like, it's nice with the Warlock, but it just doesn't feel anywhere near as versatile as what SMG have. So they've got a lot more flexibility, not necessarily with where the heroes are going to be played in the latter stages, you know, with the heroes that are left to come, but at least with their game plan, it's still wide open.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of... We're just going to see this draft now start to open up. But a lot of supports getting picked up, so we'll see the cores in the second phase. Are there any bans that are standing out to maybe set up for some cores getting picked up?
I mean, the Spectre being banned out, I would say, is probably one of the big ones. Maybe they might look to combo it together with something like a Drow Ranger, perhaps. Lots of big buffs to the ranged heroes, the turn rate being one of them, the Abyssal not providing that little bit of an extra blink. Dragonlance even getting a tiny bit of a buff in terms of its agility gains, so it's actually very... it's like one of the most cost-efficient items in the game now because it gives you more stats than the components that make it up. Very decent amount more, actually. So I feel like that might be decent, and it pairs together relatively well with the Beastmaster. I feel like, again, the Shard is really good on the Drow. The Hypothermia is fantastic at being able to just burst down waves. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, as soon as I saw the Lesh get banned out, I'm like, alright, we're seeing another PL, aren't we? I mean, was impressed with how Mizu played the PL, but it just... Now SMG have a lot more picks to utilize here to counter the Phantom Lancer.
5 seconds remaining.
I wonder if they're just going to go into the Snapfire again. Just because they're like, well, we were able to eventually find the real one and it made life a lot easier. Or will it be something that's capable of, you know, perhaps frontlining a little bit more heavily and protecting something? Like, look at the heroes that SMG have banned out. Storm, gap close. Pango, gap close and disarm. Spectre gets right on top of the target. So I feel like it has to be arranged. Something like TB or an Arc Warden or a Drow. That's what's jumping out to me.
The only issue is that you're up against a Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, now,
I think
that's why they're taking so much longer. Look how heavy they're cutting into their reserve time.
Yeah, they were definitely setting up for
Radiant team
a carry that really didn't want to burst that gap close, and now with the Phantom Lancer.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me to see like even KP playing. Like it feels like the style that he plays. Like he's very much the. He didn't do it that much in that game actually, but he feels like the baiting kind of position 3, where he picks a hero that has a lot of self-sustain and just puts himself out there and tries to force the enemy team to go in on him. So with an Abaddon, of course, you've got the Aphotic Shield, you've got your Borrowed Time, you've got pretty good movement speed. He plays other things like, you know, the Brewmaster, the Doom, the Legion Commander that either have really good movement speed or good ways to sustain either through their ultimates or just their normal abilities. Could still be the case that Abaddon's going to be laning into this PL. Something else as well, actually. I mean, I talked about how effective the Snapfire was with the Shard, right? I wonder what, like, with Abaddon's Shard, where it uses, when you use Mist Coil or Aphotic Shield, it puts a Curse of Avernus stack on enemies. does that only target the real PL?
The
or does
real
that
one,
target
yeah,
the
interesting.
as well? All these things that's the thing. with
All these things.
being up.
Dota has so many little intricacies that are just it's almost too difficult to know them all. Like there's so many, and again, I mean, if anyone's gonna know it, Mushi is a nerd for Dota. I mean, I've always been a fan of Mushi. He's just been in the scene for such a long time, so he's been playing a lot of roles. Who knows if he hopefully we get to see it come into play potentially if that shard is a factor or not.
Man, Galaxy RACER still aren't 100% sure where this Abaddon's going to be played, right? They're using nearly all of their time. It's an instant response though, with the Monkey King coming in. Feeling like it's a good answer to the Centaur. You as well are going to build naturally into something like the Battle Fury. So, decent counter against the Phantom Lancer to be able to quickly burst him down. One of the few heroes that still has some form of True Strike with that Boundless. So if he does go into something for a little bit more of that that evasion, that sustain, it's not going to be massively effective. And I mean, just Beastmaster on his own with the axes does a decent job of clearing out this
10
PL.
seconds remaining.
I feel like Centaur in the game though against the Monkey is going to feel pretty nice. You've got a way to start the Stampede to reset the fight and get out of the Wukongs, I think is the main thing. But like you highlighted, the lane is the big factor. Monkey should be able to have a good lane here.
With an Abaddon, if it's a fight.
Yeah. So we're looking for Galaxy RACER's position 2 for Alacrity, and we're looking for SMG's Flex for KP and Nia. We still
Honestly,
don't really know
anything. It could be the mid, it could be the offlane, it could be the 5.
I think they need a better way to deal with the Phantom Lancer in this last pick.
It can be with a 4, honestly. Like, this group stroke could be the 5, the Abaddon could be the... It's wide open for SMG right now.
They need crowd control from SMG. Like
Yes.
for the Centaur Stampede to reset and a little bit of AoE damage for the Phantom Lancer as well. That's a big thing. I mean, again, Underlord, that Conquer ban would have been actually really, really nice.
Sustainable. Else.
Radiant team pick.
Ember Spirit.
Okay. Very good versus the PL. They didn't really have a way to jump the Warlock on the backline, which now gives them a really good capability to do so. Their combo with the Grimstroke, with the Inkswell buffed up, and Nia's got a very good Ember.
I feel like they were kind of setting it up for the Ember Spirit in game 1 as well, but his matchup against the Storm Spirit isn't that amazing. This time around, Storm's banned out, so it's not going to be him. It's a RACER that he might be laying.
Oh, I like that pick.
Okay. I like it as well. You know, there's not too much that you can do with the Ember Spirit. The one thing that you might try and be a little bit clever about, and the patch is so new, I'm just going to need to... When we're in game, I want to review where the small camps are. So you might be able to use the Sleight of Fist to be able to break the static link just by using it onto the small. But we're at the end of the draft. I promised telling a little bit more about the giveaway now. So, if you're watching in Season 1, we had giveaways where I gave away stuff like little pins, like kind of things like this Tide Hunter, little squishy fluffy pin. There was plushies and lots of Dota merchandise, little figurines and stuff. Well, it's back. I only have enough stuff left for one giveaway, so I made sure it was a good one. Now, the way that you enter it is you need to save up your channel points. Now, the way that you do that is there's a few ways. 1, just watch the stream. 2, following the stream gets you a free 300 points, and you can also predict on the matches. So depending, like if your team wins, you get extra points, and it's even better if you go for the underdog a little bit more. You can get quite a big payout, but you need to save up 5,000 of those channel points. We're only doing one giveaway, so I had to make it a little bit higher. Don't waste your points on that go ready and go die until you've at least got one entry into the draw. You've got multiple entries. If you're here all the time, go for your life. You know, enter as many times as you want. You're a loyal viewer, but you know, like I said, we got this Tide Hunter little pin. I got a pack of Dota 2 playing cards, which are pretty cool, still sealed.
Prepare for battle.
And this is the big one. So it's nothing to do with Dota actually, but I think it's a pretty good item. Still in the box. a set of Samsung Galaxy wireless earbuds. They're about $200. So I will be giving those away to whoever wins. Doesn't matter where you're from. I'll pay for the shipping. I sent it to Western Australia, the Philippines, and Malaysia last time. But you got to be in to win it. Sorry, Aries. I know you've been looking for a set of headphones, but you cannot enter.
What the hell? I want some headphones.
Well, too bad.
I saw that. I'm like, hang on, what's going on here? You're giving away some good-ass headphones. No, I'm making you account and enter. You can't stop
Your
me.
Twitch Smurf, is that what you're going to be using?
Yeah, my Twitch Smurf. Yeah, but again, guys, just a reminder, keep using those, get those channel points for the predictions. Make sure you follow the stream, and then we'll do. When are we going to do the announcement? Week 5, because that's our last week,
I believe. Whatever the last match is that we're doing, that's when I'll be doing the draw, just to give everyone all the time. And of course, like, even if don't happen to be watching that last game, I'll PM you. I did the same thing for the previous winners. And, if you do have any other extra points as well, you also see that there's a community challenge to get me to play you a little song on my recorder. So,
alright, we're gonna hit that. We're gonna hit that challenge.
Fight happening here. It's not going to result in much of anything. It's a 2-for-2 trade. Let me check out the Santa hat as well.
Yeah, imagine you had to wear that last time through kind of summer, and
at least now it's only like 20. It's a lot more manageable.
Even then, though, you got the Santa hat on, you got a shirt on, headphones. Yeah, can add up pretty fast here. But we underway here with this second game. How are we feeling, though? Is this a draft that Galaxy Racer are going to be able to even up the series, or do you think SMG can close it out in 2-0 fashion?
I just think Grimstroke and Beastmaster are busted, so I'm going to go with that one. Granted, PL strong too, but I don't know, the ability that you're able to scale with your damage early on with a Beastmaster is insane. I feel like they've got I don't want to say the late game's in the bag with the Monkey King. The fact that his Aghanim Scepter was nerfed, the fact that you can't range with it, is pretty good impact, but you've got the Beastmaster now, so you're not really caring all that much.
Yeah. Well, I think Alacrity carries this game here for Galaxy Racer. Like, I've seen RACER so far throughout some games, and he's looking incredibly strong. Although, nice use of the chains from Knee. Maybe it's a bit of a caster's curse, Alacrity. Jeez, that's a lot of damage. See some pulling shenanigans up top. Down bot KP. He has started with the axes here, Arfu with the Bassi. That's going to be really nice. That Bassi did get changed a little bit. At least the aura got reduced to 1, but the holder gets a little bit more now.
Sure. I'm liking the bit of a safety net that this Abaddon provides as well. It means that you can dive that little bit deeper, you can stay a little bit longer in these team fights, whereas it's not necessarily safe on Galaxy Racer's side. Basically just got the Stampede for that, and that's an ultimate that
How's top lane looking here for KYXY? He's got 4 last hits at the moment. Of course, it's going to be a pretty difficult lane for the Centaur to go up versus the Monkey King. How do you feel like Centaur is going to fare after the patches? Because it looked like he got a decent amount of buffs.
Yeah, but I feel like he's just like a bit of a meh kind of hero. He doesn't excel at anything amazingly. We're seeing a few axes try and make their way back into the pool, but it kind of feels the same. I feel like something like a Mars is just a lot more effective because, again, you've got that versatility. Eventually, later on, you can flex it to be a mid, you can go that, insane burst damage. So you can try and make something here happen on Nia. He's got 5 foot field, not going to be enough to pick him up.
Now Mushi is like, I want some blood.
This, I reckon.
Does break. Nia's going to be careful how far he pushes up as well.
Value D-Ward as well. He's spinning around, he got salved up. He's still got that banner rune that he's going to be able to pick up in his own Tricamp period, which is always nice.
You have been defeated and snared in fire.
Trying to just root him for no reason, why not? Stop him from getting the range creep, unfortunately.
So who do you give? Yeah, they actually give the bounty to Arfu. Okay.
Oh, he's got a bottle on this Grimstroke, huh? Just wanted to stand up here.
It's KP's bottle. I'm pretty sure.
Makes sense. That caught through the water and sniped away by Polo. There's a lot of
RACER's got it.
First blood.
But he's not able to stand his ground versus the magic. Arfu, 2 points to the stroke. Nia as well. His early levels in the Flame Guard did get buffed up, at least the duration wise. She's able to have this one up and ready to go for a lot longer throughout the early stages there. So nicely done. They're able to pick up first blood against the RACER.
Got a game of tag happening here. Mushi's just trying to chase Polo as much as he can. He's got another roll, so he'll get away. Big one. I mean, he's already level 5. He's doing a pretty good job against this Centaur. Thing like you have to get so up in their face to get any sort of last hits as the center, and you can see he's suffering already at a 600 net worth disadvantage here, a full level behind Monkey King. He's got the extra range to be able to catch him up here. Maybe with the missed coil, or getting a little bit too selfless there was Mushi.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Should stop.
Still, it's like a
full
full wave nearly that's going to be denied underneath this tower. So mid one just. You can take the man out of C, but you can't take the C out of the man. That sounds a little bit seedy, but what I'm saying is
KP. It's going to end up falling here. I mean, like you said, Centaur at least made a little bit of space there. He's getting some experience, but not the last hits. I do think the Stampede has got an incredible amount of value now, just because of the fact that, I mean, the cooldown's 90 seconds. They did nerf a lot of the gap close throughout the patch, so I think that's maybe where we'll see Centaur have some impact throughout the early stages. But you're exactly right, like he's very much suffering, and it's to be expected against this Monkey King. So this is where GxR RACER have to recognize that the Centaur is taking a little bit more of a backseat, and they need to kind of pick up the slack here in the rest of the lanes. But Alacrity has got some heroes around this time, and Neo, not level 6. He's now got it picked up.
there we go. Picks up level 6 with the range creep getting the last hit on just a normal creep in lane. Now it's a much harder prospect to try and take him down.
To my house.
Man, Alacrity's not getting any love with the runes this game.
No, that's for
He's
sure.
unable to find many.
I think Polo's been doing a pretty good job though. You know, he's creating a lot of space. He forced them away from that top side. He's been able to snipe a water rune. He took that bounty rune, I believe, as well. He took a haste rune. Like, even though, you know, not getting much love on the RACER, it's not like it's been an easy game either for me. I definitely want to prevent that as much as possible, given how good he was in that game number 1.
Yeah, and then we take a look at the other core mid. Alacrity trying to man fight versus Nia.
Nia?
Is the shield going to be enough? It's not. And now Alacrity. Mushi's got to be careful how he continues to chase here, because his Eye of the Storm maxed out plasma fields a lot of damage.
Nia's just laughing at Mushi.
Oh, is
He
he?
doesn't have the mana for the misclick.
He might be dead. Oh no, he needs Polo. Oh my god. Mushi runs back into it. Ooh, this is such a messy fight around mid.
I honestly feel like if he had the money for buyback, that was a buyback by Nia. And
For Nia, yeah, I looked up for it, yeah, to see if he had enough, because that would have been worth it.
Well, would it? 7 minutes in?
It doesn't cost a lot.
It doesn't, and I suppose their tower push isn't that insane on GxR RACER, so if he did die back, it's not like he would have just lost a tower.
Mushi, so far through this game, I've been very impressed with his positioning though. Like, he hasn't had to play with the Monkey King. He's been putting a lot more emphasis on giving Nia a decent time, because the Ember RACER matchup is not the greatest, but you see Nia's is still doing relatively okay. This is still off the back of the help of the Abaddon.
You're just going to forget about wanting into that kick?
Yes. I mean,
we can give him a statically got before he's able to...
Jesus, that damage. Nia with the DD, Arfu and Mushi, and that's a double for the Ember. I was saying that I thought RACER might be able to be the big boy of this game, but And Neo still looking to continue on from his momentum in game 1. This is a great start for SMG. I mean, top lane has been won. You know, bottom lane is just the question right now. KP is actually behind the net worth of his counterpart position 3.
I mean, that's because he's been having to lane into 2 heroes this entire time, whereas it's been a 1v1 matchup up top. It's obviously much easier for the Centaur, even though you've got a less than advantageous matchup. But this is the first rotation we've seen from 343. He's just going to die immediately.
Stampede in now, but Earth Spirit silenced incredibly fast, so Pollard's unable to use any of the combo. Alacrity even coming over, but it's not going to matter. SMG supports right now are just doing way too much around the mid lane compared to Galaxy Racers.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing with picking the Warlock, right? You have to sit in lane. That's your job. You don't have any mobility spells. You're not good at rotating. You don't have a stun. So unless they're like diving super deep and you can get something in exchange for it, there's not really much reason to rotate. And I feel like SMG, they're taking advantage of how fast you have to play. So again, making sure those runes are guarded. Why not? It's top. It's a regen rune. Oh, you gotta be quick though. Apu. Oh, even sniped it.
Oh no, Neo.
Decent amount stolen. They had the golem, but I feel like just a little bit too fast. You can't be popping it on an Ember Spirit. Nice by Alacrity though.
Yeah, at least he's gonna get a kill out of that. Was definitely needing a little bit of love in this game at the moment. We're seeing all our attention dragged to mid, and the side lanes are just having their own little solo battles, but Mizu top of the net worth, so he's having a very good game right now for the Phantom Lancer, and still intrigued to see how Mizu, if this is going to be a little bit different of a game here for the PL, if he can carry this one.
Yeah, we shall see. Well, they're going to try and make that as hard as possible. We've got a smoke coming through here from Nia and Afu. Don't have the vision to spot him out just yet, but they have found Monkey King on the top side.
Rock Stampede dropped, and Monkey is going to tick out to the Magnetize along with a Shadow Word. Nice kill. They're going to make sure they don't get picked off across the map now, though, for Galaxy Racer, because they did show a lot up top. And they're going to try and dump in. They're diving too far into the tower. Where's the rotations? The TPs are available. They're coming a little bit too late. Mizu gets a kill on Afu, but you still lose your position too.
It's the middle.
Nia's out of remnants though. Flame God still protecting for a little bit. Nice double sides as well, but KP's up. Drops the roar. Do they have the damage to bring down Mizu through the control? They do. Double for Nia, looking for more. He's got the chains up in a couple seconds with the slope for the ball, enables them to close the distance. As Galaxy Racer, they don't bring the numbers to actually defend that aggressive move that SMG put underneath the tier 1 tower there.
Yeah, I think 343 had to use his TP to get to the top side to get that kill onto mid one, which meant, again, very slow support is the Warlock. So by the time he would have had to walk down there, it would have been basically game over anyway. If he can make an attempt on this kill onto KYXY, don't have any like an orb of venom onto him, but that Jigu Mastery might be enough to pick him off.
Unlucky.
I really feel like, you know, just an orb of venom. You don't need to finish it up, no orb of corrosion or anything like that, but if you were left in this 1v1 lane against the Centaur, I feel like it was a pretty good pickup.
Yeah, definitely. I guess he's just gone for really trying to speed up that Battle Fury timing.
I mean, killing the Centaur speeds that up.
Yeah, it definitely does. I'm just trying to think of mid one thought process.
Yeah, of course. He is a grade player, so it's not like he's just he's done a mistake. He's gone all in onto protecting him, giving him a good lane. That's why all of this pressure's around the mid lane. Well, now they're like, well, we've had our fun mid. Time for you to die, KYXY.
Is under attack.
Maybe if they could even get the Stampede out of him, that'd be great. Trying to get him to pop it super early, and then they're just going to pincer him from the wrong side.
What's the opposite of regicide?
Yeah, nice move. Just easy pick off from SMG, heading up to mid one's lane. That is a holy moly. He's got Battle Fury already. Mid one is so farmed, and Nia and Co We're going to just continue making some space across the map. The stroke of fade damage, it's maxed out. So now with the Soulbind leashes up the Phantom Lance over the wall. It's about to expire with a kick away. He's on the high ground. Doppelganger is available, but Nia, can he get the damage? Mizu, Shadow Word, Kaze still alive. Trencher is paying off massive. Mizu, no! Stampede is out. A-OK. Nia, though. At least SMG gonna try and find some extra kills on the side of Galaxy Racer. They drop the rock along with the raw, magnetize a lot of damage. SMG, they dive too far now, but how many heroes are they gonna lose? Mizu back. He's coming back. He wants some revenge. He's like, you boys bring the pain. I want a couple of kills here, but Mid One just is standing on a tree. Do they know? Do they know? I don't think they do.
He's waiting for that illusion to time out.
What?
What, even you can't think this much. Oh, he's gotta go in.
Oh no. Like,
say it again, you can take the man out of sea, but he's just going to want to stay and just get these kills. That's why I always thought, like, Mid One, it's his name, both in real life as well as in game. He is a mid player. He is an aggressive player. I feel like this style of play doesn't really work as well unless you've got something, you know, along the lines of a TA or something in mid that's actually going to carry the game forward. Still working out pretty well so far for SMG. They're going to jump in on KYXY. Doesn't have the Stampede available.
Yeah, just another really quick movement from SMG. I'm incredibly impressed. Like, I don't know how much these boys have been screaming since the qualifier, but their running qualifiers was a bit lackluster, but this has just been back-to-back really dominating early game performances. It's not, like an 8,000 network lead like we saw at this stage in game one, but regardless, they are still making some incredible movements. And how do we feel right now for Galaxy Racer's wards? Because do you think they could be able to put them in a better positioning? Because it just feels like SMG are constantly scouting them, constantly finding these pickups across the map. Like, do they have to drop wards in the river location to see them moving up aggressively in the choke points? Like, what do you think Galaxy Racer can do right now against SMG's quick pickoffs?
I feel like this one that's just below where here is right now is perfectly fine. Every time they've looked to go on the side of the map, it's been under a smoke though, so there's not really too much you can do about it. I think they need to be protecting perhaps their tri-camp a little bit more. I mean, that death on Paulison was just because he was way too deep. You know, it was the dead lane. You don't have an insane amount of ways to burst down these creep waves, so he just stays a little bit long, and when you're up against KP with the double bores, you're just going to end up going down. And speaking of KP, it is going to be about a 17-minute ads in the offlane. Very nice.
They got the blink. See how KYXY is going to be able to reveal this, but they've already scouted it out.
I think they just need to wait for that chaotic offering. It's up in 1 second. Okay, now they can try and re-engage. Could they get baited out by this though? You're probably going to want to wait for KP to have this timing for sure. Could rotate in and try with the top side.
Lane, nice rock drop. They find 3, but the Soulbind once again leashing RACER off. They drop the Wukong command. The Stampede allows them to reset the fight. No one's died, and a lot of ultimates being committed. But Radiant are too weak to now defend the tier 1 tower.
Well, that is true, so they're going to get something out of it, but perhaps it was a little bit premature. You know, KP was just finishing up his ags. He's got the money for it, which is why he hasn't bought it out yet. It's finally going to come to on the career now. It's a very different prospect now. You know, you've got this, you've nearly got the level 2 ultimate that you're going to be able to combine together with the Soulbind.
Radiant's middle tower
like, people really like to focus on the, just the axes on the Beastmaster as being the reason why it's OP. I feel like right now the level 20 talent as well, minus 35 damage on the cooldown on the Primal Rod is insane, especially when you combine it together with the Grimstroke. Spidey Sense is tingling a little bit here for KYXY as he runs into Mushi. Just got the boards to take it up. It's not quite as easy to take this one.
KYXY. Alacrity. Uses up Nia. They're going to drop the although Centaur will lose his life. Mizu's going to try and deal with the R4. The support will fall in the back. Mushi playing really far pushed out forward. He's got a killing spree for himself, and now with the TPR, they're no way to cancel that. So it's a 2-for-1. You did see KP came over there to help out through that battle. Yeah, I was going to say, he started doing Roche, but left it. Now doesn't have the mana, so he might make a trip back to base and then attempt that one again.
Well, you've got the Ags, I believe, now finished up for mid one as well, so that's a really nice way to be able to deal with this PL and all these encounters. You've got the Battle Fury, you've got the Ag Scepter. KP can be planned that a little bit more selfishly. You know, he's going to look to go for a pick-off, I would assume, and then just convert that into a Roche. It's nice and easy.
See Radiant just... Again, it seems like another game where it's all on Mizu. 3-1-0 Imclaw is really nice for a Phantom Lancer, but they have to play around this triangle camp. You said you wanted to see them do a better job at protecting around this area so they could at least get some farm funneled into their core. But now it's also the factor that you've got to play near Roche because SMG have the capability of taking it incredibly early. And they don't have the rock though, and it's down for another 20 seconds. Stampede's available, but Nia is just doing exactly his job this game. Up in the face of Galaxy Racer, pushing them away from the real key heroes, and Roche for free. Or is it for free? Ages on the ground, Wukong's raw. Everything dropped to find the RACER kill. But now they can continue moving. Galaxy Racer are actually holding the high ground at the moment. Around the choke point, they're gonna roll in. Still on the Wukong. Oh my god, Radiant! They don't care about fighting into the Wukong. Look at the combo! But it doesn't matter. Mid one. He's got the backup of Mushi. He's got the backup of KP. He stands his ground. KYXY might still fall. A blink away. What just happened?
Well, that is the power, right? Like I talked about it in the draft. You've got the potential of the Fatal Bonds with the Magnetize when you're able to get in there on the Earth Spirit. And, you know, to be fair, they were all clumped up together as 5, so it was a really nice usage of it all. The Abaddon is good because it is able to get rid of one of them, but I mean it's not enough to deal with. It's still 4 people being linked up with the bonds together. With the rock together as well. It's just way too much of a lead though. Mid one, a tiny bit of a misplay there. He didn't end up using the Boundless Strike to kill the Warlock, and then it was a little off point with pick up the Centaur, so wasn't able to clean up either one of them. Still though, SMG, they're happy. They know that these big ultimates were just used. No Stampede, no Magnetize, no Chaotic Offering. Go really aggressive and push their advantage. Even the...
Oh, Mizu, oh no. Nice doppel.
Miracle's playing this really well. It's 20 minutes, so he's got the Ag Shard. It's going to make things a little bit easier, but again, Battle Fury on a Monkey King with the Ag Scepter. You can just stand your ground essentially, and that'll deal with these PL illusions. Now,
see.
They can go for the Outpost. Not needing it every 20 minutes, sorry, every 10 minutes now, every 1 minute, so it's just gonna make some of those key experience timings really start to hurt. I mean, even just taking away the Polisson from hitting level 12 is huge. You get to double the damage that your Magnetized ticks for. We saw how effective that was in that current team fight. Well, a lot less effective now that they've taken all of this passive experience away.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, they got the Aegis in hands for another 2 minutes 30 here, so SMG move on more. They're actually thinking about going high ground. I mean, how do you take a fight? Yeah, the rock's on cooldown.
Worst case, you just lay down your Wukongs and start hitting him.
It's a bit awkward going into this. They're going to have rock up in 15. Fatal Bonds with the Phantom Lancer land. Yeah.
Like Fatal Bonds is on one person right now, so essentially nobody.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Rocks up in a couple seconds. KYXY tries to start the fight. They're gonna drop the rock in the back, but where's the extra initiation from Radiant? They haven't utilized the rock to full usage here. It just gets dropped for nothing. Mizu's gonna try and clean off our food. We'll be able to do so. But they've already lost 2 heroes, and now Dai can just stand their ground. Mushi will fall. Mizu is doing a lot of work with the illusions. He's gonna try and deal with KP. They're completely avoiding the Phantom Lancer with the Roman, and Mizu's making him pay wait for it as he gets a triple down the strike. They're finally able to bring down the Phantom Lancer. Now SMG, the two cores, they can go back in. Mid one still got the Aegis for another minute 10 here. Mizu's actually going to buy back, so he's going to try and punish how deep SMG are. And mid one just has to sit his ground and man fight. But KP is going to come back. He's got the boots to travel. He'll be able to rejoin this fight. Nia as well as TP back, and hopefully has a Remnant to help out. He's going to join them now. Remnant now. Is it enough though? They're going to be careful. Mizu's actually going to end up falling here. KP finds it with the axes. And now KYXY Stampede didn't allow him to reset.
Are under attack.
That is a 23-minute dieback on your position 1 carry that was doing pretty well on
wow.
the gold front, and yeah, I mean, it's very hard to come back from that. It felt like an all or nothing play, and again, this Beastmaster, you cannot give it away. I feel like with the Grimstroke as well, it's an insane combination. We saw how flexible they were able to be with it, both just from the pure damage. It enabled them to push with the Inner Beast Aura. You've got the BKB Piercing Stun combo together with the Soul Binds. Like, it's way too flexible, and SMG, very clean 2-0 victory to start off their journey in the lower division.